think by this point we've officially learned that it's not the stream that makes me angry. It's just that this is just fucking shit in terms of what it's trying to do. Alright, let's go on. My mother slowly turned, okay, old habits die hard. What old habits? You've been around this motherfucker for 13 fucking years. You should have had a scene about this beforehand. How is it an old habit if it's 13 years? This should have come up. You don't show in a proper way. You don't show the elements when it's already being... Chekhov's gun is established so that it doesn't feel like an ass pole. Is it an ass pole? The glowy thing was established, but it's a really subtle kind of element that never really gets brought up in a meaningful capacity, so it doesn't really count. It doesn't really work. It's a little too dusting of sugar when I want my fucking donut powdered up, bitch. The weekend arrived, and so did Nasa, now seated in the backseat beside Olivia and I. Why is he in the middle? That's the bad seat for your guests. My parents sitting in front as my dad drove. I gotta say, I'm thankful for you for bringing me along, Mr. and Mrs. Agles. I hope I'm not a burden or anything. Of course not, dear. Mom turns from the passenger seat with a smile. It's always good to have extra company on these sorts of trips. There was a brief lull, the sound of the rumbling outside and the whirring car engine being the only noise for a few seconds. I think another problem I have with this is we never... So, a thing that... Welcome to the world of writing. And reading, okay? I don't have a good book here on hand. Yeah, I don't have a good book on hand here. Sorry. There are no books in arm's reach. In a lot of books, when you want to establish a scene, you have a couple of sentences. For some reason, I've noticed this guy loves doing one sentence of description and fuck all else. We do not get Anon's senses. We get one sense, maybe. We don't get what it smells like, what it feels like, the roar of the engine, the excitement in his heart, the thoughts in his mind, where he's looking at the streetlights passing by. No, we just get, we're sitting in a fucking car. That's it. Fuck you. I'm a person, I have feelings, I have senses, but you're not going to hear anything about them. It makes the scene so much more dry, because Anon is not a point-of-view character. Anon is a plot device, which is bad for characters. Anyway, that was a brief lull, the sound of rumbling outside, and... The sound of the rumbling outside and whirring car being the only noise for a few seconds. So how's Mesozoic High treating you, sport? Edward asked, eyes glued to the road. Are the dormitories comfortable? Why the hell does Mesozoic Private have a fucking dormitory? It's a high school. Why does it have dormitories? You tell me. Super comfy, Nasser enthusiastically replied. It's super spacious, too. Every outlet gets their own room, and I guess that's why Mesozoic Private was the school to host immediately. Because they had rooms. Normally they organize, like, hotels for this, because it doesn't take that long. You know, that's why sporting events take, like, a couple of days, so that the hotel prices are affordable. I don't know. God. Thinking about it, I've never really established how schools work for Shilonians. I need a fucking sandwich. I need my hit points back. It's put on a different song because I'm going nuts here. A bit too aggressive. Isn't it like stolen? Like, I upload this stuff to YouTube, and it what it does is it gives me copyright claims and stuff. So hold on. Let me show you. How much does a ceiling fast cost to produce? Thank you, Technology Connections. That's a question I never asked myself, but I would like to learn the answer nonetheless. Copyright. Why isn't this fucking in here, YouTube? It's only copyright for your video, so fuck you. That's why. It's not on this page, but I know it was around here. Oh, it's gone now. Oh, shit, it's gone. Really? I guess it successfully deleted the footage then. Well, damn. Maybe I can go to Gmail. It might have an archive there. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. This might be it. Jazz Club 95. 30 Fingers Mix. This should give me a response because I already looked at it.
Jazz Club.
Yeah, they stole the fucking song. I don't know what to tell you. It's a little different. It's a little flatter than the original, but this thing was 10 years old, so I'm not having it that they, you know. So, Jazz Club 95, 30 Fingers Mix is literally where they got that song from. By the way, I will say that removing all the white space has made this a lot more bearable, because, goddamn, it just breaks the reading experience. It does also hide the fact that this person does not know how to structure their text. So, hey, little victories. What the hell? Magic Juro seats, pulls her kid apart literally. Oh shit, that's a terrible fucking tagline. Oh man. Alright, let's go on. Let's turn on a little track first, though. I just like Skin Row Soul. It's like the one I... Nah, it's a Swagger's alright, too. The weekend arrived, and so, okay, we're in the car. How is it treating you? Are the dormitories comfortable, super comfy, blah, 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 spacious. Good, friendly, they've been there since they were 5. Wow, they were that long. Why not? These sound like details you whatever. I mean, I'm being a little harsh there, but you know what I mean, right? This feels like something they should have mentioned in conversation if they've been around this long. Again, sporting events are not that long for a reason. The implication is that he's just here for a long while, you know, for character development. But in that case, why not just make him a fucking exchange student or something? That's nice and easy to do. It's stupid. I do it with Ophinia because, like, the cultures are so drastically different, and it's done for diplomatic reasons. So it makes a hell of a lot more sense to send Ophinia over for a year. Like, the reason Shalonians do exchange projects is to create binds. It has a purpose. It's not just, here's a fun student. It's kind of surreal about it. Why? This is your life. Why is your life surreal? You've lived it. This is how your school works. Why would you... Where are you getting anything else from? Why would you think your life is weird? If you live next to a house with a pool, you'd go to someone else's house that doesn't have a pool. You're like, hey, why does your house not have a pool? You don't go, wow, weird, my house has a pool, huh? Okay, my sandwich is done, and I feel a little better now. Anyway, we got Nasa telling us about his parents. Why this is happening in this scene? Why we couldn't just skip this and have this happen anywhere else in the fucking story? Who knows? Why couldn't this just have happened when they picked him up? Or so, I just don't know. Why are his parents asking this? I mean, I guess it's the most logical for the mom. Why is the mom asking? If you forgot, we just established that dad has old habits that die hard. Why is mom doing the interrogation? I'm losing my fucking shit and I'm going to kill myself. Jesus Christ. Like, I can't. I cannot. The Mall of Dinophonia. The place was gigantic, decorated with palm trees, rocky outcroppings, and a flowing waterfall to simulate some sort of jungle oasis. We're now completely given away by the milling families and wooden benches. Whoa. Nasa joined me beside the rail. You never stand beside a railing. It is a designation and wall. Like, no one stands on the other side of a railing, so why would you... As did Olivia. This place is huge. It's also a pyramid. Why? Because of pharaohs. Why? Olivia turned her head to the pterodactyl. There's also an insert rope course and a Ferris wheel too if you want to go further down. For real? For truth? Nasser exclaimed like an excited puppy as I resisted the urge to chuckle. This really doesn't feel like Nasser at all. This feels like pre-debate team Nasser in Volcano High. Nasser, Olivia, Anna... The three of us turned to see Edward and Joe and Anne by the restaurant. Smile growing on my snout as well as Olivia's. Come on, I think you'll like this place. You're raising barbecue. Half buffet, half barbecue. All you can. That's clever. That's clever. Fuck you. It was, in my opinion, the best cuisine to grace this planet, which is such a shame that I never tried it earlier, especially my previous life. Probably too fucking expensive, you moron! Did you forget you were poor? The main course was a raw buffet, and that you put it together before handing it to the chef behind the countertop, who take whatever you had in your bowl and cook it with the choice of your sauce. Don't carnivores like it raw? We all sat at the booth. This was in the demo, by the way, that they didn't like it raw. We all sat at the booth, already given plates of shumai and small cups of wonton soup. Yeah, that's Eurasian. Already started with the best kind of appetizers. The free kind. Do we? It's free. All four of us answer instantly with the same wavelength tone before digging in. Does this happen often? Are you often with people who don't know them all of Dinofornia? Which, again, is apparently a big location? His face immediately lit up. That's, should try this. Okay, what he's doing? He's looking and fiddling with his chopstick. Does he even know how to use them? Don't forget that his family seems to be pretty nuclear in terms of how it's set up. I don't think he even knows how to use them. Oh, no, the ordering Chinese takeout. I forgot, that's like a thing. NASA did just that. Glomping. You don't glomp on food. Glomping is pouncing someone, my man. Or am I just being a little furry here? On a spoonful is a smile curved on the edges of his snout. I'm so sick and tired of this fucking way of writing. They're so good. Yep, Olivia agreed, finishing her own bowl. Pretty much the only restaurants we ever eat at whenever we visit them all. I can certainly taste why, Nasser exclaimed. I wish I had a bigger... I'm honestly starting to get to my limit for what I can take from this guy. You want a bigger mouth! Or stomach! I will fight this man, okay? You just gave me an idea for my next drawing. Since when do you declare that? You just do that shit. Olivia said, where are characterization, right? It's some character traits painted onto a cardboard box that says what it has to when the scene says so. Olivia said with a smirk, the pterodactyl's good wingful. Anon can say, oh, I know that look on Olivia's face. She's already planning to draw it. Fuck you! Wait, Olivia, let's talk about this. She giggled evilly as she slowly rose up. Too late. Besides, I like drawing you. Anon, this is the time. That immediately had a profane impact on the table. Mom looking at Olivia with no... Yeah, she probably found it. You hid it on your fucking bed like a nerd. Every parent knows to look there. Dad with no... What the fuck is wrong with your dad's glasses? Me personally... This works in drawings because you can see it and it's a subtle, cute detail. It's an implication. It does not work in writing because we cannot see shit, so you have to spell it out and it loses its effect. It's the subtlety that makes it work. It's the fact that it's part of an expression. It doesn't work like this. Stop cramming this fucking manga in your head into words. This motherfucker probably thinks you can just take COD and turn it into a movie. I mean, you probably can. Call of Duty is so heavily based on set pieces and pre-written descriptives that you could probably just turn it into a fucking movie. Halo? Probably. A lot of the gameplay is kind of irrelevant. The Ludo narrative is completely irrelevant to what's going on. It's establishing Master Chief, I guess, but I don't think it's really that relevant. Mario's a bit more complicated since the narrative is too straightforward. And I could just keep the narrative as it is, and just be honest about it. Just a fun time with friends. It really is a matter of knowing what you're doing. Point is, if you're adapting a movie, you can't just keep the scene. So, someone online, I think it's Bread Circus, it's like making videos on the Star Wars, and he often brings in the novelizations. And the novelizations are very interesting to me, because often they add details or they ignore details. There's a clear sense that the writer understood, this does not work in a book. So they add some writing, they add some talking, they add some thinking. I'm mad this motherfucker gets this much attention for writing garbage, okay? I'm pissed off that this is considered good. This is shit, okay? This doesn't work. It doesn't have characters. It doesn't have writing. It doesn't have punches. It doesn't have beats. It doesn't have a plot. It doesn't have a theme. It has nothing. It's scenes where people move around and jokes are told and the laugh track plays. But nothing happens. It's episodic to a horrifically weird degree. Anon has ceased to be Anon, and he doesn't reflect on any of it. He doesn't give a shit that he's changed as a person. He has character development, and nothing happens with it. We don't even acknowledge it. It's just, oh, I guess I'm muscular now, and a jock, and people like me, and girls think I'm hot. Would it fucking kill you to acknowledge that something has to happen, and someone has to think something about that, what's happening? Your characters can take two actions in a story. They can do something, or they can think or feel something. They can be curious about their environment, or they can take action on the environment. None of these characters are really either when they get right down to it. They're not... There's just nothing. Anon has no opinions. Like, I think I'm just gonna stop, because this is just... It's... The only time this is fun to read is if you don't give a shit, you're on your bed, and you just need something to kill some time. In that context, fine. Who doesn't read a shitty magazine every once in a while just for fun? But I don't even see what's interesting about this. What are you getting out of this? The sweet scenes? They're not sweet. The characters aren't built up. There's nothing to them. You're just pretending Anon is standing over there, but he ceased to be Anon 2 chapters ago. That's not Anon. What are you liking about him? That's not even Olivia, because we cut out most of her fucking character development. What are these characters? We know nothing about Warden. Here's the thing, right? Once you take away Olivia and Anon, and Nasser and all the characters that have been pre-established, what the fuck do we know about everyone else? His dad was in the army, I guess. It's barely reflected. Ugh! This is people shoving their face full of dino nuggies, unironically, not understanding that shit doesn't taste like anything. Oh, it's microwave dino nuggies. Fang likes it. The reason Fang likes it is because Fang is supposed to be this hollow shell of a person. And that's why she likes a bland, uninteresting food. It's also a cute character trait they can kind of play around with and they use as a joke. There's no awareness here. There is a fantastic... There are at least 3 incredible stories in this so far, and none of them come up. It takes... It takes 14 more chapters for Olivia's legs to fuck up. I'm so fucking... So much padding, and so little happens. What am I reading? What is this scene for? This is, you know, they're gonna be friends, they're gonna be close. Why are they still with their fucking parents if that's the case? If the point is for Olivia to have a moment with Nasser, which she already had in the cafeteria, mind you, earlier, and this is what that's building on, what are you doing? What is the point? Why am I here? I don't want to be here anymore, okay? I don't want to be here anymore. Every chapter, this gets worse, because it keeps ignoring the obvious fucking gold the street is paved with. The Emperor has no clothes, and everyone says, what a nice dress you're wearing, while the fucking streets are made of gold. Part of that is just my personal frustration. But I like to think there's a nugget of truth in there somewhere, just so that I don't feel like a total asshole. What are you talking about? The collection you no longer fucking own, Anon. Unless you bought it again. Which feels weird, since you already read it. Like, I personally am of the opinion that your personal attractions are a lot of your brain, but I imagine your dinosaur body has, like, some preferences that would bleed in there a little bit over time, you know? I don't know what to tell you. Like, that's why I'm so upset about the whole fucking gay Anon thing. Is because the text, the only implication... Okay, here... Music, please, stop. Can I push... No, I don't have the button on this. Well, fuck me, I guess. I know a guy, okay? He once looked at something I wrote. It was a long time ago. And he told me, you know, the thing that really gets me is, like, there's nothing here. So when I read into it, and there's nothing else telling me otherwise, what am I to do? If I read your text, and the only thing I get out of it is wrong, and there's nothing else to cling to, what am I to do? If there's nothing here, Anon just seems to be completely superfluous to the situation. He doesn't have opinions, he doesn't engage. But he's not a cynical jackass like he was in the original story, where at least that cynicism and that distance had a purpose. Anon just fucking doesn't, for no reason. I'm just annoyed that this keeps going nowhere, somehow evading every fucking plot point that'd be a little bit interesting. I don't care if it's just a plot. There's nothing here. The only thing currently happening that matters to any extent is that Olivia has a crush on Nasser. Why isn't Olivia the POV character for this? Why isn't Anna more involved in this than he is? Why is he this weird satellite that seems very awkward about it? He's 30. He should be better than this at this point. Come on. Oh. I'm getting an aneurysm. I'm losing my fucking mind over this. I think I'm going to delay streaming for a bit. I'm going to focus on Inco Noted or something. I don't fucking know. I don't know if I want to. Damn. Just fucking damn. I would like to remind you that ending 1.5, like, Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, I didn't pause it. Oh, fuck. And it also scrolled me all the way back up again. I'm going to finish this, but after that, I think I'm going to not stream for a bit. Because I mentally need to recover from this. So, ending 1, okay, is better. Ending 1 has a theme. It has a purpose. It has some degree of tension. It has something. Like, Born to Inherit the Stars is more slice of life, but the characters are like they're doing something, and you can sort of feel that there's something happening. There's tension. Why does the story feel the need to take Olivia's legs away when it seems entirely incapable of presenting any? And Nasa, whose eyes grew wide, turned into a blushing mess alongside Olivia, the aforementioned now comprehending what she herself had said before doing the smartest thing to do in such a situation, immediately dipping. I'm getting a plate. Olivia turned tail to quickly leave as Mom turned to Dad. I'll be back too. I think I'll try the teriyaki this time. She gave Edward a peck on the cheek before setting off the booth to join Olivia. With Mom and Olivia gone, it now just left me, Nasser, and Dad With Mom and Olivia gone, it now just left me, Nasser, and Dad left sitting at the booth. Only to realize that I had thought too soon, my dad looking at me with an expectant gaze. Anon, you look done with your soup. Why don't you go get some more food with Olivia and your mother? Or in other words, I need to have a talk with Nasser. Huh? Oh. Peering briefly, I see Nasser none the wiser at the moment, sampling another spoonful of soup with a bashful but happy smile on his snout, perhaps replaying in his head what Olivia said to him, and not the potential rolling thunder of a father's scorn that was about to be unleashed upon him. Hopefully, I was wrong. All right. I immediately sit off, giving the pterodactyl one last look. Good luck, Nasser. You're gonna need it, bro. I then move on to the buffet section to pick up a tray and plate, peering past the salad bar to see my dad say something to him. Not so looking up from his bowl, and admittedly, I'm unable to help myself from listening in, using my keen senses to dim out the noise around me and focus on their conversation. Watching as my dad put down a dumpling before slowly resting both of his arms atop the table, claws balled and glasses glinting. Oh fuck, Dad was in interrogation mode. I've got something to tell you. Something important. What is it, Mr. Aggles? Nasser said with a blink, Edward's eyes hidden. How the fuck would you know that? You're at a different angle. What the fuck are you talking about? Holy shit! I was just going to power through this. But motherfucker, go to hell! Oh. Fuck. I could give birth to a baby and emerge less frustrated and exhausted than this. Whew. And I do not denounce or compare to the act of childbirth lightly. Again, just switch POVs, motherfucker! Just switch them! Why are you doing it like this? Okay. I'm going to stop the recording, and I'm just going to power through. And I want you to imagine, I'm not going to say it in the next video, I'm going to say nothing. Imagine the next video, I am just strangling myself to death the entire way through because of how retarded this writing is in context. You can't fix this. You have to rewrite it from the ground up. I can't believe this is one of the most popular fics on there because it is the biggest dog shit I've seen so far, and by God, have I seen a lot of fics that are just better by not even just what the, oh my God. The world is unfair for a variety of reasons, but I never thought it'd be something like this.